This video will demonstrate how to create a new sales order. So firstly, in Merchant we go to Sales, and then from the Order drop down we'll click on the order list. From here we can search for existing orders, or to create a new one we just click Create on the right hand side. So this will firstly pop up and ask us to select a customer. So we can enter the name of someone and then click on their name. We're then presented with a list of any companies that they're associated with. So we select the company that the order's for, and we can then choose a shipping address, which we can either retrieve an address from the CRM or say pickup. And then we're prompted for a billing address as well. And then we have a number of other optional fields that we can fill out here. So we can capture a customer's PO number, we can add a referral code and a sales order reference. We can select a sales rep. So by default, a sales rep is associated to the company and or the customer. So that default will automatically be picked up. Otherwise, if we do want to override it to somebody else, we can. We can select a preferred warehouse if it's for inventory. And we can also add a courier and a con note and some delivery instructions there. So once we're happy with those details, we click Save. And we've now created an empty order shell. So the next thing to do from here is to add some new line items to the order. So underneath the order line items table here, we just click on New Line Item. So from here we can do a search for a product. We can filter by a range of different filters here. So we'll just hit search and we'll select a product. So it's then automatically populated a customer buy price here based on our pricing structures. We can add a heading to the product if we wish to. We can also set a quantity. So that's added a new product to the page here, and we can continue to do that as many times as necessary. So once we're happy with what's in the order, we can get this ready for payment. So you'll see the status here is pending payment, and from our order processing workflow drop down box we have an option to select payment. So this takes us through the standard checkout, and the payment methods will be dependent on how your portal has been set up. But if we just select cash payment just to demonstrate an instant payment here and click continue, we can now see that the order's been paid. So looking at this screen here, underneath the line items we can see transaction information here. So we can see date times that a payment was made, and then in the workflow journal we can see the order moving through the different stages of the workflow, what times it's occurred and who's done the action. We can also add comments to the order, and we can see any notifications that have been sent to different people about the order. And then at the bottom here we can also attach documents into the document management system. So once the order's been paid for, out of the box we then typically have an admin approval stage, but this can be tailored to your needs. So from our order processing workflow here we select admin approve and click go. So this has now approved the order. If we scroll down to our workflow journal, we can see it's moved from pending admin authorization now to pending shipment. And after that action has been completed, we can actually see a purchase order has been generated. So each supplier can be configured differently. So you may have some suppliers configured as a drop shipper, which would then raise a purchase order. Otherwise, if they're a self-warehoused supplier, we can allocate the request for stock to the warehouse by creating a stock reservation. Now in a separate video we'll cover the process of fulfilling that order if it is a stock reservation to a warehouse. But in this instance here where we've got a purchase order, we've got a couple of different ways of marking this order now as completed. We do have an overriding ship order transition that we can run, which will automatically mark the order as shipped, and all the line items will be shipped with it as well. If it's going to be a partial shipment and something needs to go on back order, that can be achieved through the back order screen by clicking on this button here, and this will give us a list of all the different products on the order. We then have a status that we can set on each of those, as well as putting in an ETA if we want. And there is a separate video on the back ordering system to cover that in a little bit more detail. So if we do just mark this order as shipped now, we can see that it's been shipped and then it's automatically being completed from that point.